Hi ho folks, this is Roy Brooks, the 5-inch tall VTuber with a 5-mile long to-do list. And at the top of tonight's to-do list, it's time to kick back and relax with some more Native American myths. Now, last week we did some stories about the creation of different aspects of the world from the Native American point of view. This week I decided to kind of try to ease away from the whole creation myths and such. So instead, tonight we're going to be reading stories that are more focused on Native American heroes who fight and defeat monsters. Figure that this will be a bit more of an exciting tale for you to relax and fall asleep to. Let's do one little mic adjustment. Okay, so we're going to be starting off with Glooskap fights the water monster. From the Passamaquoddy, Micmac, and Maliseet. Glooskap yet lives, somewhere at the southern edge of the world. He never grows old, and he will last as long as this world lasts. Sometimes Glooskap gets tired of running the world, ruling the animals, regulating nature, instructing people how to live. Then he tells us, "I'm tired of it. Goodbye, I'm going to make myself die now." He paddles off in his magic white canoe and disappears in the misty clouds. But he always comes back. He cannot abandon the people forever, and they cannot live without him. Glooskap is a spirit, a medicine man, a sorcerer. He can make men and women smile. He can do anything. Glooskap made all the animals, creating them to be peaceful and useful to humans. When he formed the first squirrel, it was as big as a whale. "What would you do if I let you loose in the world?" Glooskap asked, and the squirrel attacked a big tree, chewing it to pieces in no time. "You're too destructive for your size," said Glooskap, and we made him small. The first beaver was also as big as a whale, and it built a dam that flooded the country from horizon to horizon. Glooskap said, "You'll drown all the people if I let you loose like this." He tapped the beaver on the back, and it shrank to its present size. The first moose was so tall that it reached to the sky and looked altogether different from the way it looks now. It trampled everything in its path, forests, mountains, everything. "You'll ruin everything," Glooskap said. "You'll step on people and kill them." Glooskap tapped the moose on the back to make it small, but the moose refused to become smaller. So Glooskap killed it and recreated it in a different size, with a different look. In this way, Glooskap made everything as it should be. Glooskap had also created a village, and taught the people there everything they needed to know. They were happy hunting and fishing. Children were happy playing. Parents cherished their children, and children respected their parents. All was well as Glooskap had made it. Yes, I skipped a sentence. There's a reason I skipped a sentence. I am not reading it on stream. Yeah, true, dude. The village had one spring, the only source of water far and wide, that always flowed with pure, clear, cold water. But one day, the spring ran dry. Only a little bit of slimy ooze issued from it. It stayed dry, even in the fall when the rains came. And in the spring, when the snows melted, the people wondered, "What shall we do? We can't live without water." The wise men and elders held a council and decided to send a man north to the source of the spring to see why it had run dry. This man walked a long time until at last he came to a village. Sorry, yawning a bit too much tonight. See, until they last came to a village. The people there were not like humans. They had webbed hands and feet. Here, the brook widened out. There was some water in it, not much, but a little, though it was slimy, yellowish, and stinking. The man was thirsty from his walk, and asked to be given a little water, even if it was bad. "We can't give you any water," the people with the webbed hands and feet said, "unless our great chief permits it. He wants all the water for himself." "Where's your chief?" asked the man. "You must follow the brook further up," they told him. The man walked on, and at last met the big chief. Sorry, guess today was a bit more tiring than usual. I wasn't expecting to be yawning so much. The man walked on, and at last met the big chief. When he saw him, he trembled with fright, because the chief was a monster, so huge that if one stood at his feet, one could not see his head. The monster filled the whole valley from end to end. He had dug himself a huge hole and dammed it up, so that all the water was in it, and none could flow to the stream bed. And he had fouled the water and made it poisonous, so that stinking mists covered its slimy surface. The monster had a mile-wide grinning mouth, going from ear to ear. His dull yellow eyes started out from his head, and... Time out for a big yawn and water break. Okay, sorry about that. His dull yellow eyes started out of his head like huge pine knots. His body was bloated and covered with warts as big as mountains. The monster stared dully at the man with his protruding eyes, finally said in a fearsome croak, "Little man, what do you want?" The man was terrified, but he said, "I come from a village far downstream. Our only spring ran dry because you're keeping all the water for yourself. We would like you to let us have some of this water. Also, please don't muddy it so much." The monster blinked at him a few times. Finally, he croaked, "Do as you please. Do as you please. I don't care. I don't care. If you want water, go elsewhere." The man said, "We need the water. The people are dying of thirst." The monster replied, "I don't care. I don't care. Don't bother me. Don't bother me. Go away. Go away, or I'll swallow you up." The monster opened his mouth wide from ear to ear, and inside, the man could see the many things that the creature had killed. The monster gulped a few times and smacked his lips with a noise like thunder. At this, the man's courage broke, and he turned and ran away as fast as he could. Back at his village, the man told the people, "Nothing can be done. If we complain, the monster will swallow us up. He'll kill us all." The people were in despair. "What shall we do?" they cried. Now, Glooskap knows everything that goes on in the world even before it happens. He sees everything with his inward eye. He said, "I must set things right. I'll have to get water for the people." Then Glooskap girded himself for war. He painted his body with paint as red as blood. He made himself 12 feet tall. He used 2 huge clamshells for his earrings. He put 100 black eagle feathers and 100 white eagle feathers in his scalp lock. He painted yellow rings around his eyes. He twisted his mouth to a snarl and made himself look ferocious. He stamped, and the earth trembled. He uttered his fearful war cry, and it echoed and re-echoed from all the mountains. He grasped a huge mountain in his hand, a mountain composed of flint, and from it made himself a single knife, sharp as a weasel's teeth. Now I am going, he said, striding forth among thunder and lightning, with mighty eagles circling above him. Thus Glooskap came to the village of the people with webbed hands and feet. I want water, he told them. Looking at him, they were afraid. They brought him a little muddy water. I think I'll get more and cleaner water, he said. Oh. Story seems scary for a bedtime one. Yeah, it's more one for about heroes slaying monsters. Still, thanks for joining in. Okay. I think I'll get more and cleaner water, he said. Glooskap went upstream and confronted the monster. I want clean water, he said. A lot of it for the people downstream. Ho, 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 ho. All the waters are mine. All the waters are mine. Go away, or I'll kill you. Slimy lump of mud, cried Glooskap. We'll see who will be killed. They fought. The mountains shook. The earth split open. The swamp smoked and burst into flames. Mighty trees were shivered into splinters. The monster opened its huge mouth wide to swallow Glooskap. Glooskap made himself taller than the tallest tree, and even the monster's mile-wide mouth was too small for him. Glooskap seized the giant flint knife and slit the monster's bloated belly. From the wound gushed a mighty stream, a roaring river, tumbling, rolling, foaming down, gouging out for itself a vast deep bed, flowing by the village and on to the great sea of the east. That should be enough water for the people, said Glooskap. He grasped the monster and squeezed him in his mighty palm, squeezed and threw him away, flinging him into the swamp. Glooskap had squeezed this giant creature into a small bullfrog, and ever since, the bullfrog's skin has been wrinkled because Glooskap squeezed so hard. Retold from several 19th century sources. Well, yeah, I do agree. This story is definitely a lot more exciting than relaxing. I guess when you want tales of heroes fighting monsters, what you get is stuff that's a lot more thrilling and exciting, not exactly something you can help people fall asleep with. Let me see what other stories I can find then. Something perhaps a little bit more relaxing. Let's see. Stories about war, stories about ghosts. Oh, Kaiketsi. Thanks a lot for the follow. Hope you have a nice, relaxing time here. Let's see, Trickster Tales. Yeah, why don't we try one of these Trickster Tales? Let's see, page 333. Ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum. Here we go. Open. Okay, this is your avatar is really adorable and unique. Aw, thanks. Yeah, my mother, Notamort, she does an amazing, excellent job. I mean, although she hasn't streamed in a very long time, let me see if I can at least, let's see. See if this works. Wow. I'm surprised she still has clips set because that clip is not relaxing, Mama. But yeah, that is my VTuber mother. She is an amazing artist. Definitely check her out. Okay, so